I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A Bunnell business owner is sent a cease and desist order. Thomas Newholm is the owner of FLA 420 Flagler.
The letter from Bunnell pretty much told us that the sale of hemp or low THC cannabidiol products were under violation of state law.
Newholm says the product is not to be confused with marijuana. He says it's federally legal industrial hemp.
The product creates no psychoactive effects. That's the great part about CBD, is that if you don't want to get high, you can still get all of the medicinal benefits from cannabis.
He says to his knowledge, there's a dedicated CBD store in Palm Coast and multiple other storefronts that sell CBD products, including 4 in Bunnell.
The city of Bunnell said that they were going to totally take it off all shelves in the city, and 2 weeks later, it still hasn't been done except for in our shop. Really, what we're trying to do is try to get a clear answer of why exactly we were shut down and why these other places are still allowed to sell cannabidiol and we're not.
Tomorrow morning, we'll have Bunnell City Manager Alvin Jackson on to explain the decision to shutter the business. This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
Stormwater management issues arise in Flagler Beach.
Recent meetings between the City of Flagler Beach and the Flagler Home Builders Association concerning stormwater management was the topic of a recent Real Estate Matters, which airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. on WNZF. Robbie Richmond is with InterCoastal Construction and says he's not a fan of what the city is proposing.
What's being proposed, we're hoping we could, work through some other solutions with the city, but currently they're proposing the new homes that we would build would have culverts for the driveways and swells that would only be located in front of the new home that we've constructed. So in most cases, you'll have a block in Flagler Beach, you'll have a minimum of 20 houses, and you'd be the sole and only house on the entire block. Your swell becomes a stormwater system for the whole street.
There had already been 2 meetings between the City of Flagler Beach and the Flagler Home Builders Association, while a third was canceled by City Manager Larry Newsom because there was no agenda to move the issue forward.
Well, one of the things I wanted to do is, if we're going to sit around and discuss the issues, let's actually have them itemized out. I think it'll help both parties actually understand what conclusion we're looking for.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
The death of a Flagler County inmate is under investigation. Tony Magoo reports.
An inmate who was in the Flagler County Jail died last week, and the 2 nurses who were involved with the young man's medical emergency providing clinical actions have been absolved of any wrongdoing by Armor Correctional Health Services, the jail's inmate care contractor of the past year, and the 2 nurses' employer. 23-year-old Anthony Fennick of Palm Coast died Saturday morning after being on life support at Evan Health Palm Coast for nearly 5 days. He had lapsed into a coma after a medical episode he suffered at the Flagler County Detention Center on February 4. Fennick's family members believe that the jail's medical staff failed to treat him promptly. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office is investigating the conditions that led to Fennick's hospitalization for possible criminal negligence and asked its contracted healthcare provider to place 2 of its employees on leave while the investigation proceeds. Armor placed both on indefinite paid administrative leave Thursday. However, they said they want the Sheriff's Office to pay both nurses' salaries and benefits while they're relieved of duty. Fennick was serving a 300-day sentence at the jail stemming from a probation violation. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Bunnell is not getting rid of its police department.
A previous city manager suggested just that. But current city manager Alvin Jackson says it is not likely that the city commission would vote to get rid of the police department.
We have a very good police department, very effective. We have an awesome chief, very experienced. This last year, the commission budgeted 2 additional officers, and we're in the process of filling those positions now.
Jackson said the city can justify its police department when it comes to things like a film or video production or any other event that draws a large crowd. Jackson also said he's pleased with the Bunnell Police Department and its leadership. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.